Good afternoon, as they said. Sometimes I get a little emotional at these dudes. But anyway, I'll be back in a second here. As soon as I catch my breath. Anyways, quite a group to follow. I was trying to decide how to introduce, but I think welcome to all the special people that are here, and every one of you is special. My name is Jerry. We had to anglicize it because I went to an English school, so you didn't dare lean anything towards Ukrainian. Jerry Bayrock, I'm what is known as the first generation descendant. They call us attorney descendants. What a nice word, attorney. Doesn't that just make you warm and fuzzy? Try concentration again. My family, our family, came to Canada. My great-grandmother as a widow with her son Nikolai. My grandmother, Felicia, came to Canada with her sister. She apparently was underage, but nothing, a few coins didn't resolve to get on the boat. They were all in the Spirit Lake concentration camp. They arrived there, unfortunately, in the midst of a tuberculosis epidemic. And you think, well, it's tough enough, but the result was my great-grandmother Anna Hansher died of tuberculosis. My grandmother Felicia Hansher died of tuberculosis. She was 32. She's buried in St. Michael's, just when you cross the river as you go through work in St. Michael's Cemetery. My mother, she ended up going into Edmonton to the hospital with tuberculosis. She was in hospital 1940, 41, and 42. I was born at the end of 1938, so you might as well say 1939. So I was a year old when she was sent into Edmonton. We lived about 13 miles out of town. We were near St. Paul. My dad was left with 3 children under 5, 4, 5, 3 and a half, 1 and a half. That's how we got our start in life. Great thing, blindfold us to that right place. Anyways, just going on from there. We went through a lot of things with our family. My grandparents, my grandfather was in Spirit Lake in a concentration camp there. He was apparently assigned as a woodcutter. They used to go out apparently for 10 hours a day, and they were clearing trees. They cleared 640 acres of bush. It was swamp and muscat. If you want a pretty picture, try like 1915. You're in the bush, and it's in the summer, hot and sweating, mosquitoes, black flies. You didn't come home to a nice hot shower. In the winter, whatever, 15 below, you were in the bush 10 or so hours. You came back, you're warm for working hard. You didn't have a nice warm shower. I saw a book where they listed my grandparents at the Spirit Lake camp where they were issued, and they kept track of some thread, a needle, and I think some material. Alicia, Edward, and Baby. That was my mother. She was born in the camp. Now, over the years, we used to ask Mom, like, where were you born? She said, well, little village just outside Montreal. So we used to get some real nice Christmas cards. A lot of people remember those nice shiny Christmas cards in the cottage and snow on the roof and the yellow in the windows. That's what we thought. We found out it was a tar paper barracks in some muskeg in northern Quebec. That's where they got their start. Anyways, over the years, often I would ask different times, I wanted to join as a young boy, or Cubs, or Scouts, or Sea Cadets. Wanted to go into the reserve in the Air Force. I always got a note from my mom finally one day, being typical at that age. Why not? She says, because if the government, you put your name down and the government gets your name, you're going to be one of the first to go. So no. So that's the way I went through my life. I went to a school that was just on the border side of the English community. You could tell what side. 118th Avenue, I was brought up. They wore their shoes, we wore rubber boots. Anyways, over the years, we've done well. And I've gone through and thought about it and handled a few of these and found out, the Ukrainian people, you could be proud. They didn't whine, they didn't cry. When they left and the guards said, don't let the barbed wire hit you, and as I was saying, they came and they worked and they built a life. They've done everything. They got to be mechanics, grocers, farmers, nurses, doctors, accountants, lawyers and politicians. But then, apologize to Andrei Alashevsky, 8 out of 10 isn't bad, is it? And some left the area. Apparently, we heard a rumor that 3 of them went to Calgary. I don't think 2 of them stayed. We don't know about the third one. Anyways, our family wasn't that. It was. We knew we were different growing up. We were always told it was a case of keep your head down and your mouth shut, and that's we did a lot of our lives. Of course, now I would ask Mary, I would want us the opposite. Keep my head down and my mouth shut. Can't have it. But anyways, that's just my brief story. I guess I was asked a question once when we were doing, we did the film, It Never Happened. And somebody said, well, what's all this about, why don't you leave it alone? I said, well, these people are great camps. It's nice to say,